Imagine waking up to the news that a newly discovered asteroid has a 2% chance of impacting Earth in 2032. Sounds alarming, right? But what if I told you that this number isn't what it seems? NASA and astronomers worldwide are closely tracking asteroid 2024 YR4, a near-Earth object that initially raised eyebrows. But is it really a threat? Could it collide with our planet? Or is this just another case of early data causing unnecessary panic? Stick around, because in this video, we're breaking down the facts versus fears, revealing how scientists calculate asteroid risks, and explaining what happens next with 2024 YR4. Let's dive in. Asteroid 2024 YR4 was first spotted earlier this year, and preliminary calculations suggested a 2% chance of impacting Earth in 2032. While 2% may sound small in astronomical terms, that's actually quite significant, at least at first glance. However, before we jump to conclusions, it's important to understand how asteroid risk assessment works and why early predictions can often be misleading. When a new asteroid is discovered, scientists have very limited data, sometimes just a few days or weeks of observations. This makes it extremely difficult to determine its exact orbit. But as more data is collected, astronomers refine their calculations, often reducing the impact probability to nearly zero. So, what do we actually know about 2024 YR4, and what are scientists doing to track it? Let's break it down. Tracking an asteroid is not as simple as pointing a telescope at the sky and watching it move. Scientists use a combination of ground-based telescopes to take multiple images of the asteroid's position over time, orbital models to calculate its trajectory based on gravity, speed, and position, and data from space telescopes like James Webb and Hubble, which provide even more precise measurements. Right now, NASA, the European Space Agency, and other global observatories are monitoring 2024 YR4 closely. The more data they collect, the more accurate the impact probability becomes. And in nearly all past cases, early concerns have disappeared as scientists refine their models. One example is asteroid Apophis. Initially feared to be on a collision course with Earth, in 2029, it was later proven to be completely harmless after additional calculations. So, will 2024 YR4 follow the same pattern? The 2% risk was calculated using limited early data. But as more observations are made, experts predict that this risk will drop close to zero, just like countless other asteroids before it. Here's why. First, the uncertainty factor. Early tracking data provides only a rough estimate. The more we observe, the more refined the trajectory becomes. Second, gravitational influences. The asteroid's path is constantly affected by the sun, planets, and even tiny forces like solar radiation pressure. These forces can slightly alter its orbit, reducing the chances of impact. And third, similar past cases. Nearly every newly discovered asteroid that initially had a small impact probability was later determined to be completely harmless. As of now, astronomers expect further observations to lower 2024 YR4's risk to zero. But just in case, what are scientists doing to ensure Earth stays safe from future asteroid threats? Asteroid deflection may sound like science fiction, but it's real, and NASA has already tested it. In 2022, NASA's DART mission successfully changed the orbit of an asteroid by crashing a spacecraft into it. This proved that, if needed, we could redirect an asteroid away from Earth. Scientists are also exploring gravity tractors, using a spacecraft's gravity to slowly pull an asteroid off course. Laser ablation, using concentrated light to vaporize surface material and create thrust. Nuclear deflection, a last resort option to break apart or redirect an asteroid. So, if 2024 YR4, or any future asteroid, were ever confirmed as a serious threat, we already have the technology to prevent an impact. While 2024 YR4 will most likely be ruled out as a threat, scientists continue to track thousands of near-Earth objects. Some of the most well-known include Bennu, The asteroid sampled by NASA's OSIRIS-REx mission. 1950 DA. Once thought to pose a risk in 2880, now unlikely to hit Earth. And of course, various undiscovered objects. New asteroids and comets are found every year, but most pose no real danger. Continuous monitoring by NASA and ESA ensures that if a future asteroid ever does pose a real threat, we will have plenty of warning time. The short answer? No. NASA and other space agencies are actively tracking it. More data is coming in, and the impact risk is expected to drop to zero. And even if a real threat were discovered, we have ways to prevent an impact. So while Asteroid 2024 YR4 may have grabbed headlines, it's not a cause for panic. Instead, it's a great example of how modern science allows us to detect, monitor, and even defend against cosmic threats. That's it for today's deep dive into Asteroid 2024 YR4. If you found this video informative, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video from Science Interval. And before you go, if you're interested in, then check out this next video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.